Hey man, we back live again, man. This is boy the Senate of the City, man. Senate of the City of Atlanta, man, aka Reggie, man, aka King, man. We back in this thing again, man. Shout out to the world. World, what's happening? We ain't seen you in a minute, man. We know you miss us because I miss y'all, man. So, tune in live. We got some very important stuff we got to talk about today. As always, we ain't never on here talking about no bullshit, you know what I mean? I ain't just on here to rap and all that shit too, you know what I mean? We do things legitimately and we try to prioritize properly because if your values is a disarray and you prioritize fucked up, then you get nowhere. So that's stagnation. We don't deal with stagnation, you know what I mean? We deal with the black nation. Can you did that? Hey man, I got my 9 Deuce partner in this motherfucker today too, man. Shout out to that 912, man. You know what I mean? He most definitely is in the building, man, as y'all see, man.
I should have more likened to all the righteous brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? To all the righteous brothers that doing the right thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't filter no BS. You know what I'm saying? No BS. We don't filter none of that. So I'm saying. So to all the good righteous brothers, all the solid brothers. You see what I'm saying? All that BS, man. We ain't filtering none of that. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, inside the black minds, man, I'm with my boy Reggie, man, my brother. Yeah.
That's right. What I'm saying? That right. So, on that note, man, we're going to go ahead and go and take on off. This what we dealing with right here. First, we want to talk about the Babylonian Talmud. And here's some substantial information that I put together. We'll make sure we get this good for them. That's a good view for them. Yeah, that's a good view. This is what I'm going to be reading from. I am going to read this so that we make sure that we hear what's going on. Okay, I'm just reading page 1 of 3 because this was relevant to the circumstance. All right. The Babylonian Talmud is what they've been administering, and they've been the so-called high contracting powers of the world. The so-called high contracting powers, as I've said in a prior video, is who they have named in certain international treaties as the Queen of England or the United Kingdom, the Pope or the Vatican, the United Nations, and the international bankers. Okay, the international bankers would consist of people such as the Rockefeller family, the Rothschild family, the Carnegie family, the J.P. Morgan family, the Wahlberg family, etc. Okay. Right now, we're presently living under the implementation of the Babylonian Talmud, which was introduced to England in 1066 and has been enforced by the Pope, various kings, and every religious order since. Talmud, quote unquote, the word Talmud, Talmud, that's how we spell it, is the Hebrew word for instruction. The Babylonian Talmud represents total and relentless mind control in that people are taught, predominantly blacks, to believe in fictions, which are things that do not exist. We'll read that again so we make sure that nobody missing this shit. The Babylonian Talmud represents total and relentless mind control in that people are taught, predominantly black people, to believe in fictions, things that do not exist. For example, private international law is not commercial law, which only deals in fictions. Fictions that are called persons, money, politics, religion, government, and authority. The Uniform Commercial Code, also known as UCC for short, known as the Law of Merchants, which is just over 6,000 years old, was derived from ancient Babylon and is now private international law. Babylon was the capital city of Babylonia. Babylon is also a symbol of reflection for and of evil forces, which are manifestations that are against God. God being something that is positive or righteous in nature. Okay, so when we're dealing with this Babylonian Talmud, what's important for us to realize is that the word Talmud, well, we're going to start with the word Babylon. The word Babylon means confusion. The word Talmud is a Hebrew word that means instruction. Okay, so then what we're dealing with is instructions for confusion. Now, what type of God do that? Okay. The word Talmud again means instruction. A Jew, we want to make this clear for the record. A Jew is a government member of Hebrew descent. White people even admit that on one side of the river they was called Hebrews and on the other side they was called Jews, which is proof that a Hebrew and a Jew are of the same descent. This is why the Roman Empire was composed of Jewish people. The Jesuits, also called the Society of Jesus, is a religious order that is known as one of the most violent, wicked, cunning, and deceptive organizations on earth since their founding in 1540. This is why they created an allegorical story in the Bible speaking of Hebrews, their people, as quote-unquote God's chosen people. Now, why the Hebrews got to be God's chosen people? Well, it makes sense. Therefore, anyone who adheres to the doctrines of Jewish or Hebrew origin is thereby indoctrinated by the creators of these doctrines. That means the Christians, that means the Muslims, that means the Hebrew Israelites, etc. Whoever is indoctrinated by these different doctrines created by the Roman Empire has been indoctrinated by these people and is a slave to these people. This was going on. Okay, so in a prior video, I want to say we did on January 1st of this year, New Year's Day. So that we did speak about the purpose of religion. Okay, so now that we know the origin and the purpose of religion, so that we know we're not manipulated outside our natural state of being, we need to speak on a few other things that we didn't speak on in that situation. Okay, dealing with pastors. Most people think that the pastors of the church mean good. Now, I'm not going to say that some of these people are bad people or have bad intentions. However, all of the pastors, every pastor, this includes your pastor too. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Your pastor too. They know that the church is just used as a vessel to place funds, your tithes and your offerings, your funds, which is a tax. A tithe and an offering is a tax, into what's called an ecclesiastical trust. This ecclesiastical trust is ran and owned by the Vatican. The Vatican uses the funds in this ecclesiastical trust for their use and their benefit. Okay, not the benefit or advantage of the people, but for their use and their benefit. Okay, so that churches are just acting as different agencies to generate revenue for the religious department of the Vatican. The pastors of these churches are acting as the conductors or the administrators or the agents that are acting on behalf of the Vatican. Each one of the pastors know that. Most of these pastors are also members of Masonic lodges, all right, which will make sense too. So when you see most of them are being a part of what they call elk lodges, or again Masonic lodges, Post, you might have heard of Post, Post number 7, Post number 133, etc. You got your Moose lodges, you got your Mormon lodges, you got your Kingdom Halls, you got your Lions Club, you got your Silvertan lodges, etc., etc. It's a whole list of them that these people go to act on accordance of what they're trying to do for global dominance, to manipulate the people of the world for these so-called high contracting people. These so-called high contracting powers have all of these people, Masons included, working as agents on their behalf. Okay, so the Vatican, they consist of two different departments. A governmental side, which is being political, all right, and a religious side, which is the religious department. That's why churches is tax exempt, for the people that didn't know that. Why you think a church tax exempt? You own your house. You don't own nothing don't owe nothing on the house. But yet the county is gonna assess a tax and make you pay property tax. But you own the house now. These folk might not own this church. They're not paying property taxes. You know why? Because of the relationship between church and state. Okay, so then the same department that's generating revenue through the government side to pay the Vatican ultimately is the same department, the Vatican, that's doing this through their religious side. And they generate revenue through the religious end too. So this is where they get their influence from. They got everybody thinking that they just, the Pope is just some type of pious, holy man that's walking around blessing the world. No, that ain't what's going on. These folks are not only a religious entity, but they're also a governmental entity. We got something going on right now. Yeah. So they religious entity and a governmental entity. We had got a small interruption, but we got we live right now. You know what I mean? Alright. They're hoping that the American people are stupid enough to be manipulated by this shutdown. They want us to become dependent on them so that we can be undependent on self. See, anytime you being dependent on somebody else, that makes them go into a state of independence, and that places you in a state of dependence. Okay, we don't want to be in a state of dependency when you're dealing with a bunch of people that ain't doing nothing but lying to you. They don't mean you no good. They're not doing nothing righteous by what they're doing. Okay, so then we said all that to say, I needed to make a correction also on this government shutdown. We spoke a few days ago about the government being shut down, and the government ain't actually shut down. We was giving false information. So please forgive us. We know the government is still administering a so-called shutdown. Okay, but the reason being is because they want to scare the American people into thinking, damn, we need you. We need y'all because we need them taxes. Shit, we trying to get their tax return. We trying to get these refunds. So we go ahead and get these cars. We can go ahead and do what we do. Get these depending, go buy these clothes. We get this new house, their loan, etc. Shit we like to do. We got a right to do that. All right, so what they want to do is make you dependent on them. If they see that you don't give a fuck about this government shutdown, they are going to be the ones that's going to lose. Not the people. The people will not lose. The government is going to lose. Okay, so don't worry about your food stamps. Don't worry about your TANF. Don't worry about all that other shit. What you need to learn how to do, instead of working jobs, learn how to create a job. What's wrong with that? Instead of working and slaving all your damn life, learn how to create a job. Create jobs. Stop working. We're going to talk about that on the next video because I'm coming right back to you. We're going to take a break real fast, right? And I'm coming right back to you, and we're going to talk about how to start corporations. So for people who are business savvy, people who got any type of knowledge about business or want to enhance their financial IQ or their financial intelligence, this is what we're coming to do. So I know you're sick of hearing about religion and all that stuff. I know you're sick of hearing about, stuff that just really you feel is unimportant. But we're going to give you some stuff that is important, because if money ain't important to you, then you ain't talking about nothing. If you ain't making sense, you ain't making dollars. If you ain't making sense, stay the fuck out of my way. You did that. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a break. I'm going to let my partner close off on you, and we're going to pull right back up on you momentarily.
Yeah, man, inside the Black Minds, man, we're going to pull right back up on y'all, man. We're going to take a brief break. We'll be back.